Middle game of the series against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, and we're joined as we are every Sunday by the manager of the RoughRiders, Jason Wood. And Jason, first chance to catch up after the AllStar break. I know the 2 days go by quickly. Was it a break that helped you feel recharged and refreshed coming back on Wednesday?
Well, I can say it was short-lived, that's for sure. But anytime you get days off throughout the course of a season, it does help. Even though they were only 2 days off, I got the family to come out. It was nice to see them, and it was nice to have them here. So yes, I do, in a sense, feel refreshed and recharged and ready to get after the second half.
It was quite a loss on that first day back after the All-Star break. 4 guys moving up to AAA, Phil Klein, Luke Jackson, Ryan Rua, and Jake Smolinski. That's a big chunk taken out of the team, but all of those guys certainly very deserving to move up a level.
Absolutely. I mean, the contribution that each and every one of those individuals gave for the first half was definitely recognized and well rewarded in a sense for themselves. So losing Smolinski and Rua in the middle of the lineup is going to hurt, but that's a good thing about development and knowing that, in a sense, you did the right thing to get them to the right spot, and they'll be fine in AAA. Now it's just a matter of some of the young kids stepping up and trying to fill those holes in the middle of the lineup, and I think we've got the players to do that. And of course, you take a Luke Jackson, a star pitcher, out of your rotation, and a Phil Klein, a guy that's closed a lot of games for us here at the end, who was almost unhittable in a sense. That's tough too, but like I said, you'll get some pitchers from Myrtle Beach to step in here and do the right job. And hats off to Luke and Phil, and I know they'll do wonderful things in the PCL.
How beneficial is it for that quartet of guys to go up together as a group? Because I know that AAA is a really completely different animal culture-wise, so they get a little bit of familiarity, guys that have come up through the system together, and they're not walking into a strange clubhouse all alone with a bunch of guys that they haven't really played with before.
Well, I think it's okay. One thing about Smolinski is he's played in AAA. He's played in the PCL. So, for the first couple days or maybe even a week or so, he'll be able to take Rua under his wing and kind of lead him through the ropes and show him how things are done in AAA. Not that it's a big difference, but it can be a different animal there. The travel's a little bit different. The game's a little bit faster. But in a sense, I think that Rua will step right in, and it looks like he has stepped right in and done some good things. As far as Phil and Luke goes, I think Phil will be a big help for Luke in a sense that he'll help him out, guide him in the right way. And Luke's a great pitcher, and he's going to be in the heart of that rotation and looking for some good things out of him.
It was a big day in terms of roster movement on Wednesday. 5 players leaving the active roster, 5 players coming aboard. Do you sense that it's going to be quiet here for the foreseeable future, or are you expecting more moves coming up in the short term?
I would say I would bet that there'll probably be some more moves here in the second half. With what's going on here and a lot of injuries that happen at the top, it kind of is a shuffle down effect. I think we'll see a few rehab stints that go on here. But as far as player development moves, I would bet to say there are going to be some more. I don't exactly know what, but there are some good guys playing some very good baseball down in Myrtle Beach in the Carolina League. So they may be rewarded to come up here in the Frisco League, and hopefully we'll benefit from that as well.
Here with RoughRiders manager Jason Wood, one of the new players who joined the team, Alex Claudio, made his first AA start last night. It couldn't have gone any better, I'm sure, from your perspective.
What a great job by Claudio. The very little that I've seen of him this year was actually okay. And to see the job that he's done in Myrtle Beach, and I personally didn't even know he was going to come here and be a starter, but with the performance he had last night, we can get that out of him just about every night. That would be great. And he's got a great changeup, got a funky delivery, and he spotted his fastball pretty well last night too with the great pickoff move. So he's a nice added addition for a Jackson who's left.
Claudio has been a reliever throughout his career. You were told he was going to start. Do you anticipate that they're going to have him continue as a starter here moving forward?
I think for now, I believe so. I haven't heard from the front office, but with the performance he had last night, and the innings he logged and his pitch count being down, it's safe to say that he's probably going to start for at least a few more starts, and we'll kind of see how it goes from there.
Your catcher, Patrick Cantwell, has looked very, very comfortable, a lot more comfortable over the last month than he did in the first month and a half of the season, both offensively and defensively. Why do you think that he has been able to improve as much as he has from very early in the season to now? Is there any 1 or 2 things that you can spot?
Well, Pat's, it's not the prettiest swing out there by any means, but he has the ability to learn and to want to get better, and the work that he puts in and day out is second to none. And I think that will pay off for a young kid like him. And he's done a very good job behind the plate. He does a great job. He and Talise both do a very good job with our pitching staff as far as handling that pitching staff and knowing their go-to pitches and paying attention to other teams. And I tip my cap to the two of them. But Pat, as of late, has sparked, and he's done a very good job. And you'll see him, right there in the top of the lineup in the 2-hole. He does a lot of good things with the bat. He can maneuver the baseball around the field. He can bunt. He can run. And, look for some good things out of him as well.
There are a few guys struggling at the bottom of the order. Is that the loneliest feeling in the world when you're not hitting very well individually, and it's been over the course of a couple of months from your perspective, from what you remember as a player?
I believe so, because as a player, you get judged on numbers. At days in, it's what's he hitting, what are his average. Everybody looks at the average. The media, myself, we all look at what his numbers are. So for the guys at the bottom of the lineup that are struggling, in a sense, they don't want to be there. But that's where they have to be for the time being. But if they keep working hard and get through it and hopefully kind of find some fastball counts and be ready to hit that fastball when the time comes, they can work their way out of it. But, it's been tough for a few guys, but it's not for lack of effort, that's for sure. I see them in the cage every day getting their work in, and hopefully they'll get out of this thing.
It's part of baseball, and as a manager, you have to try and get the most out of the players that you work with. Do you take it on an individual basis as to, okay, how is this guy's personality going to react to this sort of motivation, or do you have a step-by-step that you pretty much work with whoever is struggling?
I don't think there's one key ingredient that I have. I just try to make each and every one of these guys feel comfortable where they're playing, where they're at, feeling comfortable with coming and being able to talk to myself. And I think I'm on the same lines with just about every one of these players, which is very good. The communication as well. And if we can communicate, work and develop, and keep working hard, we work through tough times. Not everything's going to be glorious in this game. It's a game of failure, and it's about a mindset of being able to battle yourself out of that failure. And we're working on that with a few of them here now, but we'll get to it, and hopefully come playoff time, they'll be out of it.
Jason, as always, appreciate the time. Best of luck out there tonight.
All right, Alex, thanks a lot.
That's Riders manager Jason Wood. We're back right after this on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.